I always want to start these with a song. I don't know why.
I feel like it's some
I
kind
feel like I need to like jump into a song.
It's some kind of nervous switch I have that to overcome the fact that I can't come up with some normal content. I have to sing the things that we usually say.
Yeah. Not going to do that this time.
No.
Listeners, swearing, spoilers, and I can't say
appointments.
it. I can't sing it.
So appointments to listen to a podcast. Got to put that in your diary whilst the moth flies around our studio.
Yes.
Jordan's fully distracted.
I can't focus because now I'm looking at the light and now I'm blind also.
So yeah, swearing, spoilers, and opinions. Go listen to the podcast whilst
and pray for me.
Yeah, Jordan tries to regain his eyesight. Bye now.
Hello, you lucky people, and welcome to 250 Reasons to Stay Indoors. I'm Jordan.
I'm Keiran.
And this is the podcast where we watch the IMDb top 250 films. We use a random number generator, and it tells us what we're going to be watching, and we let you know whether it was good or whether it was rubbish. Keiran, what are we watching this week, if you can try and hold some form of excitement within yourself?
Oh, there is no way I will be able to, because indeed you are very lucky listeners today, because today we are watching Finding Nemo!
Yay!
Oh, okay. I will keep all of the excitement, and I will raise all of the excitement that you try and drag away.
Okay, but in all seriousness...
Okay, let me give you the stats. Okay. So, 2003 is when it came out, and it's 166 on the list. So, Jordan, have you seen this film before?
I've seen this film so many times. I feel like I'd be lying to the listeners to do a prediction. What I'm going to do is say what would make the film better.
Whoa, that's what we do later on.
No. Like what? Oh yeah, no, that is what we do later on.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Well, what do I do now?
Well, what we've done in the past is that you make something up that's, I don't know. Imagine you hadn't seen the film.
Okay.
What would you think? Okay. Oh, okay. If you didn't know that Nemo was a clownfish, what would you think that Nemo was?
But it's like a nautical thing, isn't it? So Finding Nemo, Captain Nemo, I'm thinking from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, was like a dude, like an Indian dude that was some sort of sea captain guy, had a lot of money or something.
Okay.
Finding Nemo, I imagine, could be the story, like maybe a sequel to the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, where they go and he's lost and they find him.
All right. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to predict this film as well. I'm not going to lie. What would I have thought that Nemo was? Because Nemo doesn't really sound like anything in particular.
Okay,
imagine a really good
name. What the word finding could mean if you didn't know what finding meant.
Oh! What if Nemo is not a person or a thing? It's like a state of mind.
Like finding Nirvana.
I was
finding
about
Nemo.
to say that exact same thing. Yeah. It's like Nemo is
it's a cross between...
Dude, it's the state above Nirvana. It's just like pure, just like unimaginable bliss.
Yeah.
That is actually... maybe it's a documentary based on the next level after Buddhism. There's a secret cult that's like the next level of Buddhism. It's like even past enlightenment. You can't even imagine how enlightened you'd be. Basically, you're a spirit at this point.
Or maybe it's where like emos go when they die.
I feel like that was maybe.
It's just like underneath a bridge and everyone's doing those weird dances.
Those dances are so strange.
Everyone's just trying to get to that place.
I would much rather be in a state of Nemo. That just always sounds so much better, as opposed to, when I die, I'm going to go to Nemo. Like when you say it like that, it sounds like a shop. Or like, I'm just going down to Nemo to get some bits and bobs.
Mum, I'm just going down to Nemo.
Yeah, that is. It's properly a shop in Australia. It really, really is. So,
Did you see they just opened a new Nemo down the road? You can get a fucking pack of ciggies for £2.
$2.
No,
but no, because if it's in Australia and it's called Nemo, then Nemo would be short for something else. So what would Nemo be short for? Because there's no way that an Australian shop is gonna have a short name, because they would shorten it even more if it was Australian. So it'd probably be like Nematurin's shop. I don't know. Fucking Nemo
Nemo Warriors, mate. Oh, I hate myself for that one.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna
cut that out.
I'm gonna call it like Nemaflex, just for the sake of it being a name.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? And it would be like a shitty little.
I'm actually coming to Nemo's. Oh, I'm just popping to Nemo's to get. What do they say? They don't say pop in, do they?
I'm just chuffing down on Nemos.
Yeah, there you go. Chuff down the Nemo's. Get some fucking.
Get some hip flasks.
Well, you would get a hip flask in Nemo's.
Got to get a stack of elastic for my britches.
This is bollocks.
New pack of bamboo. All right.
Okay.
Let's go watch the film.
Let's just watch Finding Nemo.
And we're back with a couple of fast thoughts. Fish are friends.
Not food.
Does that count? That was my thought. You just jumped onto it.
I mean, I was finishing the line.
Okay. Water.
Oh, for God's sake. Fish.
Fish tank.
Oceans. God, this is boring.
Sea anemones.
Nice. Good dads.
Turtles.
Forgetful dads.
Why was I going to say scooter? Whales.
Dentist.
Schools.
Mike.
Clownfish.
Tell a joke.
Sydney Opera House.
P. Sherman.
Well, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. Yeah. How's it feel?
Okay, cool. All right. That'll pretty much do it.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So you want to hit us with a 15-second pitch then, Kieran?
I'm going to give this a go, yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Everyone's a fish. Marlon loses his son Nemo, and he gets taken to dentist surgery, and he goes around the world trying to find it with his really forgetful friend Dory, who is another kind of fish. They find each other in the end, and everyone is happy ever after.
14 seconds.
Oh man, I was close.
I love how you just prefaced that with "everyone's a fish." Right. Now we've got that out of the way.
Well, yeah, because if I had said the whole thing, then it would have made sense. But then I feel like it's easier for me to tell the story, and everyone's like, "Oh, okay, this is how it is."
I once saw it was like an anime artwork rendition of Finding Nemo, as if it was like normal people. Probably find that and post it on
sounds like
Twitter or Instagram.
That's something I would really not enjoy. But I'll
so it
check
looked
out.
like it was a Studio Ghibli film or something, but it's just like Nemo as a little boy.
Okay.
It looked cool. It looked quite heartwarming.
Okay.
I just get behind anime, Kieran.
I really have to just get into it for maybe 2 weeks.
You'd love anime.
Really?
You would love anime.
Might.
You would.
Anime.
Might. You'd fucking love anime.
Okay. All right.
Right. So, synopsis.
All right. Okay. So we got. All right. Is his fucking name? It's not Marlon. Is it Marlin? Marlin.
Yeah.
Okay. So Marlin and his missus.
Yeah. Do you remember her name?
Coral.
Jinx, touch wood.
For God's sake. Past 2 weeks. So, so Marlin and Coral, they're having a chat in their new pad, which is an enemy. And they got all their
Of the
kids.
state. I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
Sorry. Yeah.
So then they're not in a public enemy, they're in a private enemy. Thank you. And I reckon it's probably the first one they found. So let's say it's like
Fuck the coral reef.
private enemy number one. Okay. So they've got their
Fish
new
Tank Clan.
God, what?
I don't know. You're still thinking, aren't you? No, it's not
still
happening.
thinking.
C Unit.
Oh, shut up. Shut up.
Yes, that wins. Come on, that wins.
This really frustrates me because when I'm put on the spot like that, I find it really hard to come up with puns. Whereas if everyone wants to just have a normal conversation, then I will do and they just come out. They're just so natural.
Don't lie.
I'm not
Don't
lying,
lie.
Jordan. I'm not.
You are not you are not Johnny Pun.
I'm fucking
no.
Johnny Pun Senior, mate. But when it comes to I just crumble under the pressure. The same way that you fucking crumbled with that 15-second pitch when we did the Love Island bonus, yeah?
Right, no, because I didn't think that you'd actually stopped it. I thought you were just going to make me keep going, even though
You
I
were
was
being a little
obviously...
bitch about it. You were like, no, I'm not doing it anymore.
It was also very late.
No excuse. No excuse.
Yeah.
Listen, I've had a long day and coming up with puns isn't easy. Yeah?
I've had a long day and I just came up with quite a few, mate.
We have different strengths here, Jordan. Okay?
Mine are physical
So,
and mental.
So Marlin and Coral are having their chat outside their anemone, and they are Jesus. And yeah, so they're having a chat about kids are great, and they fish have like fuckloads of kids, and they're all chilling in their eggs and everything. But then a big, horrible, scary predator fish comes along. Long story short, eats Coral and all of the little baby fish apart from one. And Marlin's like, I'm going to call you Nemo because Coral wanted to call one of the fish Nemo. And Marlin's like, all right, you're going to be the one. I'm never going to let anything bad happen to you. Flash cut to, I don't know, I'm going to say like 6 years later. And Nemo is really excited for his first day at school. He wakes up his dad. They swim to school. And Marlin is like really, really protective father.
Super protective.
So protective. And he's like, everywhere is dangerous. The sea is dangerous. This whole thing. There are so many more bants than I remember there being, and there's like loads of jokes. And the school teacher takes them away to the drop off.
Yeah.
So they all live on this coral reef, and the drop off is where it goes into like the main ocean, right? And obviously Marlin is like scarred by how that horrific experience with his missus. And I'm not gonna say wife or like girlfriend or anything because I don't. His partner? I guess his fish partner.
Yeah, sure. I don't know why you're getting so hung up on this.
I guess if they were a tin, they'd be like partners in brine.
Why does it matter?
Jordan?
Huh?
Jordan?
What did you say?
The partners in brine. Like how you have fish and tins of.
But what is it supposed to be? What is the pun on?
Partners in crime, obviously.
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Oh,
that's
that
okay.
just flopped. Okay. These puns are running pretty thin on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
So the teacher takes the kids and Nemo away to the drop-off because that's where they do the lessons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But Marlin doesn't realize this. He's talking to the other dads, and they're like, "Oh yeah, they're just off to the drop-off." And Marlin's like, "Fuck, what the hell are you on about?" I mean, he doesn't swear.
I was about to say that'd be a very different Disney film.
Yeah. Like,
Fuck's sake, Nemo! You're fucking ass back here,
dickhead. Yeah, no, not quite. But they. So he goes up to the drop-off.
For fuck's sake, Dory.
Stupid. Oh,
just read the fucking sign.
And yeah, so Marlin goes off at Nemo because he's having a pop at him for being off at the drop-off and like going right to the edge of the drop-off because he's shit scared.
Yeah.
And Marlin has to go at him and he's like, you can't swim that far and you can't swim that back because you just can't do it.
You say you can do these things, Nemo, but you can't.
So
you just can't.
He's just being really negative.
Yeah.
But Nemo gets really frustrated and he swims all the way up to this boat.
Because he can do these things.
Because he can do these things. And so he swims up to the boat and then he decides to swim back because
Yeah.
Marlin's like, yeah, you fucking come back, you little shit. And Nemo is swimming back, but then all of a sudden, a diver comes out of nowhere and swoops him up in a plastic bag, in like a little Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
And he gets taken onto his boat and whisked away. Marlin swims after him like a crazy fish. I was going to say crazy fish, but completely loses the trail. He starts trying to frantically look for him, and in his frantic chase after the boat and then onto the reef again and in different places, he swims straight into Dory, who is a fish with short-term memory issues.
Yes.
And they struggle to establish what their plan is, but she ends up going along with it. And the first people that they bump into is it the shark?
Bruce the shark.
It's Bruce the shark. Bruce
is a shark that doesn't eat fish anymore, hence the fish is friends, not enemies. No, food. Fish are friends, not food.
Yeah.
So he basically kidnaps them and takes them to what seems to be sort of like a
submarine.
Alcoholics Anonymous
for
vegetarian sharks.
Yes, it's a wrecked submarine.
Inside a submarine, surrounded by mines. Whilst they're there, Marlin spies the goggles of the diver and goes over, and he's like, "Shit, we've got to go and have a look at this because I remember that might be a clue."
Because that fell off of the boat.
Yeah. So they go over to it and they're sort of pulling it over. Dory's trying to go somewhere else, and it basically, in the confusion, Dory ends up getting smacked in the face by the goggles when they sort of flick back,
and she has a nosebleed.
Yeah, she gets a nosebleed. Blood goes into Bruce's nose, and Bruce becomes a normal shark again and
starts
tries
to see red.
Yeah, he tries to eat them. So there's a whole sort of chase scene which ends with Dory and Marlin inside a sort of torpedo hatch, and Dory unclips the torpedo. It flies into Bruce's mouth. They manage to get the goggles and swim away. And Bruce throws the torpedo. It hits one of the mines and everything explodes.
Somehow, Marlin and Dory still survive this.
Yeah.
And they're swimming away.
Yes.
They still have the goggles at this point. And Marlin has realized that Dory can read, because she read one of the signs on the submarine that said escape,
yeah,
which is obviously escape. And so they need to find a time for her to read, but he only realizes this when they're just carrying away the edge of this submarine, and it falls down into another trench, and they get stuck underneath this trench, but they lose the goggles, and the goggles float down all the way to the bottom of this trench where it's completely pitch black, and they're swimming, and they find a bright light. And they realize that the bright light is an anglerfish.
Yes.
And so,
in a daring feat, Marlin sort of is giving the anglerfish the runaround while Dory tries to sort of read.
With using the light from the anglerfish.
She eventually is able to make out 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
P. Sherman,
42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
And in a stroke of absolute brilliance from her part, she is able to remember this, and which she's never been able to do any other time in her life. She can't even remember where her family is. So, just quickly, flash cut to where Nemo's at. And Nemo is in a fish tank in a dentist surgery in Sydney Harbour.
Yes.
In 42 Wallaby Way, obviously. And the big scare is that Nemo is going to be given as a present to the dentist's niece, who is called...
No idea.
Some little shit's name.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if your kid is called what this kid's called. So there's a bunch of other fish in this tank, and so there's like a puffer fish, and there's a fish who's kind of seen the wars. There's one that's kind of crazy. There's a French like little shrimp called Jacques, and he's brilliant. And they hatch a bunch of plans to try and escape from this fish tank.
Yeah.
Now, going back to Marlin, after they've run in with the shark, they've run in with the anglerfish, they're swimming away, and they can remember exactly what the directions. So they remember the P. Sherman thing, but they don't know where they're going.
No.
But they happen to stumble upon a school of fish. What those kind of fish? That
like
kind
salmon.
Salmon, is that the one? You sure?
Yeah. Or tuna.
Tuna.
Yeah, sorry, tuna. Yeah, it's tuna.
Because salmon swim upstream and shit.
Yeah.
They do the whole jumping out
in rivers.
Yeah.
In freshwater.
That's the one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so these are tuna, and they go in the formations and stuff. And
they're very helpful, and they explain the direction to go. But before they sort of leave, they tell Dory to, when they get to a ridge, to go through it, not over it.
Yeah.
When they get to the ridge, Dory has sort of forgotten this.
This is not Hacksaw Ridge, by the way.
Yeah.
Different ridge.
Yeah, different ridge. When they get to the ridge, Dory has sort of forgotten this, but she has a feeling that they need to go through it. But it looks like a creepy ridge, and Marlin's like, no, we're going over. And he kind of distracts her by saying, oh, there's a thing that flew up there. It looks interesting. Let's go get it. So she's like, yeah, let's go.
Essentially, he doesn't trust Dory.
No. So they go up there. It's nice and clear. Dory finds a squishy. She called him Squishy, and he is now her squishy. But then the squishy stings her, and it's a jellyfish.
So instead of there being Japanese people on this ridge, there's loads of jellyfish.
Yeah. Is there not a jellyfish that's like a Japanese... Why do I want to say it's like a Japanese box
Japanese boxing jellyfish.
It's not, is it? That's just
That's
a boxing jellyfish, isn't it?
But it's the kind of weird name that there would be.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it sounds Anyway,
it's like you could have like Californian surfing sea turtle kind of thing.
Yeah. So they figure out that you can bounce on top of the jellyfish without getting stung. Marlin sort of tries to turn it into a game so that Dory will sort of keep in line and bounce on top of them. But then he gets a bit too into it and darts off and turns around and sees that Dory is actually gone after he's cleared it. So he has to go back in. He finds her and then grabs her and pulls her through whilst also getting stung quite a lot himself. But he's got a little bit of an immunity because of the sea anemone. So
because of the what?
The sea anemone.
Because of an enemy that he lives in.
Yeah, the enemy of the state. So he blacks out and a turtle basically comes and saves him. Turtle called Crush. He's a sick dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. And they are taking him and Dory on the East Australian coast?
The East Australian current, dude.
Yeah, that's the one.
Totally rad.
During this time, Marlin tells his sort of story so far to Crush and his children. And then we see this sort of montage of Marlin's story being told to multiple different people. And then it eventually gets back to Nemo because a pelican that comes by is sort of telling them all the things that have happened. And he's like, that's my dad.
This person, and he heard it from this person, etc., etc.
Because the pelican recognizes Nemo and he's like, oh, I know that guy, right? Okay, and then he goes and tells him. So then we flash forward a little bit, and Marlin and Dory are out of the current, and they're looking for the next way to go, and they see in the distance a whale. Well, they don't know it's a whale at the time, but they see it's a fish. They try and call it over, and then eventually it gets a bit closer. They see it's a whale.
Dory tries to communicate.
She does.
With the whale.
Yeah. Marlin doesn't believe that she can communicate with a whale because she's just sort of talking like.
This is how she speaks with the whale.
I don't understand whale. What did you say?
This is how she speaks with the whale.
Oh, right. Okay. So the whale swallows them, and then they're sort of basically being taken to Sydney. And eventually the whale sort of is telling them he like swallows and tells them to let go. Well, that's what Dory says that he's saying. But again, Marlin doesn't really believe this until he finally sort of accepts it, lets go, and the whale spouts them out. And walla walla bing, they're in Sydney. Meanwhile, there's all of this going on with Nemo where they've tried to escape from the tank by doing this dangerous feat where Nemo goes through the cleaning thing and puts a rock in it to jam it. But he doesn't get it right the first time and he almost gets sucked into this spinning vortex of doom. But they manage to pull him out at the nick of time. So he's sort of like doesn't want to do it again. But then once he's told that his dad is coming for him, he sort of plucks up the courage and just does it and just absolutely bosses it. Unfortunately, however, the aim was to get the tank dirty.
Yeah.
But
the reason why they can get the tank dirty is so that the fish get taken out of the fish tank and they can roll off they can roll off outside of the dentist surgery and they can go straight into onto the road and then into the harbour.
Yeah.
But what actually happens is that there is a new. Instead of cleaning the fish tank manually, he just installs a brand new fish tank purifier thing.
Scum Vapor 2000 thing. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, so they're unable to try and do the same trick twice. So the dentist's daughter finally arrives. And
it's niece. The dentist's niece.
Sorry, yeah. The dentist's niece finally arrives, and he gets Nemo out, puts him in a bag, but Nemo pretends to be dead so that he can get flushed down the toilet. However, the dentist decides to take him to the bin.
But whilst this is happening, Marlon and Dory are going around. They're trying to find where Nemo could be, and so. They are right next to a bunch of pelicans
Yeah.
And
They actually get swallowed by a
they
pelican.
get swallowed by a
Yeah.
pelican, and it's like, oh, the film's just over.
Yeah.
But
Marlin's like, no.
fuck this.
No.
I came all this way, and I'm definitely going to make sure that I get out of this pelican. So he gives him a real hard time.
Yeah.
The pelican like spits them up, and the pelican who had spoken to Nemo previously was like, "Yo, I know who you are. I know where your son is." So they run, they fly away, and there's a bunch of seagulls going, right, and flying after them. They escape from those seagulls, and they, in the nick of time, they fly off into, like, he flies straight into the dentist surgery, causes a massive ruckus, and whilst this is happening, Nemo is still playing dead in the dentist surgery, and Marlin sees that all he can see is that Nemo's dead.
Yeah,
he's like, "Fuck my life."
Yeah,
and he's like, all of this. And he's dead, and he's really, really angry. He's really sad, and he tells Dory to like piss off because she's like, "Oh, I don't want to forget." And he's like, "Well, I do." And it's kind of deep, pretty good line. But Nemo wasn't actually dead. He was just playing dead. Haha, great joke. And so one of the other fish in the fish tank help him, like, jump into the spit bowl next to the dentist chair, and he goes into the sewers. He gets into the sea because that's all sewers lead to the sea. And he pisses off out of it.
He bumps into Dory, who's now on her own because Marlin's left her.
And she's completely forgotten.
Yeah, she's forgotten who he is.
Yeah, and doesn't know like anything now. But there's something that jogs her memory. And she's like, "Fuck me, I know who your dad is. He went this way. Let's go this way." And whilst they reunite, there's a bloody fishing boat that sweeps them all in a big old wide net and collects Dory. And Dory is like now trapped with a load of tuna or whatever the fucking fish are. And Nemo swims in with them because there's been a time previously in the fish tank where they swum downwards. So all the fish were getting like collected or something, or Nemo was getting collected in a net, and all the other fish jumped in this net and swum downwards. And the guy who had the net couldn't hold on to them and stuff. So he was like, "You know what we'll do? All of the fish have to stop panicking, and they all need to swim downwards, and then they'll be freed," which is exactly what happened. Yeah. And Marlin had to put his trust into Nemo. So we've seen Marlin like relinquish his tendency to just try and keep control of everything, and to try and let go and let other people put some trust in other people. They succeed and Dory doesn't get captured by this net anymore. And they go the fuck home.
Yeah, basically. You like the film?
Oh, Jordan. I loved the film, Jordan. It's brought back so many amazing memories.
Really?
So many amazing memories. Like, incredible. Like, so, I don't know. Yeah, like if it was all like for me and stuff that has happened to me, then I would tell you about it. But like because it's involved a few other people, I'm not going to tell you like the exactly what's going on, like why it's significant for some other people and how that relates to me. I feel like I've gone into too much detail.
I feel like you've already established that you're not going to tell me, but you're telling me all of the things about it and around it that would sound interesting.
It's been mad poignant.
Right.
And it's been like a really big deal.
Okay.
Film. And so it brought that back. And at the same time, being an adult watching this film has been huge because there's an incredible amount of bants that I never realised were there.
Right.
Did you enjoy it?
No. Sorry.
Okay.
I mean, I have enjoyed the film before. I think I've just seen it so many times.
Okay. Do you want to go into your beefs?
Yeah, sure. I don't really have that many. First one was just one of the first lines when he's with Coral, when Marlin's with Coral, and they've just moved into their nice sweet pad on the drop off.
Yeah.
And it's like, "See, an ocean view. Didn't I tell you I'd get you an ocean view? Surely everywhere in the ocean has an ocean view because you're in the ocean."
No, because they're in the coral.
Yeah, but you look up and you see ocean.
No.
No?
No, what's the difference between a sea and an ocean? A sea is much smaller, isn't it? Yeah?
But you can't have an ocean without a sea.
What?
What? How does that even make sense, Kieran? They're both the same thing. The sea is the ocean.
No, they're not the same thing. So you have like the Red Sea, or you have like the North Sea. Yeah,
Okay.
and they are, still large, but they are like loads of water and shit in between different land masses.
Mm.
But an ocean is sizably just like absolutely massive, isn't it? And you have to be at a certain water depth for it to be an ocean.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
If it's a reef, and if all they've seen is a reef their whole lives, because I guess for a fish, like a reef must be a really, really big place, then they must be like, all right, so we're moving to a different part of the reef, which is like on the edge of the reef with an
Okay.
ocean view.
I concede my point because I thought that the sea and the ocean were the same thing.
Okay.
My next one.
I'm glad that you did, by the way.
Well, that's okay. My next one was more of a time thing.
Okay.
So Nemo arrived at the what's it called? The
Dentist.
The dentist. How long did that seem to be? It was before they'd met. Was it before the sharks or after the sharks? It was after the sharks, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so.
So this was. Could we possibly assume that the sharks happened in the same day? He's swimming. He loses it, and then he bumps into Dory, and then they immediately see the sharks.
Yeah. That definitely
Probably happened in the same day.
Yeah. But between the sharks and the tuna, I think there was definitely a day between.
Right. Yeah. And after that, it says they say that it's like the East Australian current is like 3 weeks or something. You've got to ride that for 3 weeks. The tuna say to them.
Is that right?
Yeah. So it seems like in this tiny little boat that they've caught Nemo, they've gone back to wherever it was in Sydney in about a day, roughly, give or take, maybe 2 days.
Yeah.
Even though it's one of the tiny boat, you're not going to be out there. I don't know. Maybe they're going to a bigger boat. I don't know. But how has that taken them 3 weeks?
No, do you not think it's possible?
Can a fish?
Do you not think it's possible that the whole thing of the time scale? So I do agree that it seems a bit unrealistic. However, the dentist could have picked up Nemo and then spent time going from wherever he picked up Nemo to going back to his doctor's surgery. So he had Nemo
that's
in the
possible.
bag,
Yeah,
like, in
so
a
maybe
cool
he
box or
went
something.
fishing in America and then has travelled back to Australia with the fish.
Yeah, because it's like, here's something that I got on my travels.
Yeah. I only have one more beef, and that was just that at the point where Dory remembers everything with Nemo, and she's like, "Your father, he went this way." I just struggle with that because the ocean can be kind of difficult to navigate. I don't know. Does she know which way he went? It seems like quite a bit of time passed, and she was lost for quite a lot of that, and then all of a sudden she's remembered everything, but has somehow remembered which way he went and hasn't.
Nah, because you're a fish in the ocean, yeah, and so you're used to navigating it on like a different way that we would navigate ourselves now. And so let's say you're in a massive field.
Mm-hmm.
It's as much as you think that things might just look the same, it doesn't all look the same. Especially if you only live in the desert, you only ever live in the desert. If you just moved there, you're just seeing sand dunes forever. But if you've lived there your whole life, you're like, oh yeah, that sand dune's completely different to that sand dune. You're navigating with the sun or the stars or whatever.
Yeah.
So Dory, don't forget that at that point, I'm pretty sure she's using the pipeline as the reference.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Sewage pipeline, because it's like,
kind of makes sense.
Did he go left of the pipeline or right of the pipeline? I reckon that made a big deal.
Or in the pipeline.
Maybe.
Or under the pipeline.
I like those fighting crabs.
Or through the pipeline.
Jordan.
What?
Stop being silly. So, can I ask these questions? At the start of the film, Coral and Marlin saying, "Oh, I've got this new pad." What's house hunting like for fish?
Difficult.
So, who's the estate agent as far as fish go? What kind of fish would that be?
Hermit crabs.
Hermit crabs.
Yeah.
I just wonder what what's the bartering system there?
I feel like you're leading up to a pun or something.
No, I'm not. I'm honestly wondering because like at what point do the previous tenants move out? Like,
I guess the fish just goes up like, look, buddy, I got this I haven't got any clams. I've only got these rocks,
Uh-huh.
but this is a really nice rock.
Uh-huh.
Can you please vacate where you are so I can move in here? I'll give you this rock.
Do you reckon it's like just like trades and swapsies? It's like we've been here for so long. Like, do you fancy a swap because we just want something new?
Yeah, maybe they have like a system of house shares, like an anemone shares.
That's not bad. Like a timeshare kind of thing.
Yeah,
or
shares in a riverbank.
So bloody Marlin said that he had found a place for coral with a view of the ocean. So I reckon he just kind of went around all the different anemones. I was like, "Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Hey, Richard. What's up? So how long?
Hello, Richard Fish.
How long have you been living here, Richard?
17 years.
Oh, okay. How'd you feel about this anemone?
I like it.
You like it? Okay. Yeah. You not think about it any time?
Nope.
Okay, all right. And swims over
Move
to the
along.
next one. Okay. Oh, hey, hello, hey. My name's Marlin. What's your name?
Johnny Squirt.
Hey, Johnny's Mr. Squirt. Is it? Can I call you Johnny?
You can call me sir.
Okay, sir. That's no problem, sir. How do you feel about your anemone?
I hate it. Have it.
Oh, cool. Thank you. All right. So can I move?
See,
when can I move?
How it went down, Keiran.
Oh, okay, it's cool. Brilliant. That's all I wanted to know.
So I wrote a little note about how I wish that every friendship circle had just as intense yet like what was it? It was like super intense and serious, but not dangerous at all. And very easy. Like I just wish there was that much ceremony around every friendship circle. Like if you ever met any new people and like say you wanted to have more than like one conversation with them, or you say like, "Oh, guys, this is really fun. We should do this again sometime." Not in a date way, but just like just like some bros hanging out.
Yeah.
And they're like, "That's cool. Are you free tomorrow at 2 a.m?"
Yeah.
It's like, well, why? That seems odd. Well, there's the initiation. Oh, of course, the initiation. Okay, great. So then you have to go out to like the football pitch at 2 a.m. In like a vest and jogging bottoms and a scarf, and everyone just screams like chanting at you, and you just have to kick a ball into the goal, but you get to do it from like
5 meters away from the goal.
Not even that, like a meter away. It's just like super easy.
Okay.
But you have to do that. Like you can't not do that. If you don't do that, then they won't talk to you.
And it's like this kind of thing that if someone's been like, "Come on, guys, really," then it's like, okay, they're not ready to be part of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it has to be taken super seriously.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I love that.
I think the chanting is the main part of the initiation process. I think that's what makes it such a big deal. Yeah, that's a really, really good idea.
Thank you.
If we were to have an initiation process, okay, new guests that come on the show,
right?
What do they have to do?
Put me on the spot there.
And it can't just be like, okay, they've got to make us a coffee before we do the show, because that's not.
No, that's too difficult.
Oh, okay.
They have to.
What are we going to chant at them?
Flip a cup or something like that. You don't want to take. That's quite tough as well.
Flip a cup. Oh yeah, because it's going to become like a tongue twister at some point.
No, just that flipping a cup on a table can actually be a little bit difficult.
Oh, okay. So you think that chanting directly relates to what? Do we come up with a nickname for all of them?
Well, they don't. Oh yeah, well yeah. No,
the shark bait.
They would have to have nicknames, I suppose. Well, I mean, we'll have to just cross that bridge when we get to it, I guess.
Okay. Well, never mind.
Well, no mind. I mean, what can we do?
Well, it's going to be. It has to be something that works at your place and my place.
Mm-hmm.
So probably it's something to do with the recording equipment. Could be a bit lame. So
put your socks on your hands, and hold a wet glass without dropping it.
Hold a wet glass without dropping it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the movement thing is a big deal.
Put your socks on your hands and peel a banana.
I feel like that's too long though.
Why is that too long? You just got to pop your socks on your hands.
No,
and
that's
peel a
ages.
banana.
That's ages because. No, it's too long because when is the direct finish point?
I want to do something with socks on hands. I feel
that's a good idea because we can be chanting whilst they're putting the socks on their hands.
Put your socks on your hands and change a light bulb.
That's still too. Turn on the light bulb.
Well, that's too easy.
Because changing a light bulb, like they've got to get the ladder out.
Because that's like turning a light bulb on. That's the equivalent of of just like so Nemo had to swim through some scary looking bubbles,
But they
it
weren't
looked
that good at
scary,
all.
but it wasn't difficult. So
No, because they're going to be asking where the stepladder is, and it's going to be like, in the cupboard, down the stairs, open it carefully. There's dust everywhere, and it's just going to be like we're going to be chanting for ages. And imagine Kiara doing that. Bloody hell, we've got Kiara on in a few weeks'
trying
time.
to change a light bulb?
She's tiny.
Yeah, she's going to struggle with
That would take ages.
But she may use her superior smarts to do it, to pull it out the bag.
I just feel like that's.
But with a sock on her hand, that's going to be tough. Doesn't matter how...
with a wet sock and a light
the
socket.
sock's wet now.
Isn't that what we said? Oh no, it was the wet glass.
No, it was a wet glass.
Okay, I think we can do better than changing a light bulb because that takes too long.
Okay.
And just flicking a light switch is too much. So
maybe socks on your hands and...
Okay, every time we do a recording, we have chips and dip. They have to open the dip.
But then they've got their socks all over the dip. I don't really want to.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Yeah. No, that's kind of gross.
I don't want that. I don't want foot dip.
Foot dip. Cheesy dip.
Yeah, there you go.
Cheesy dip.
Okay, but I still don't want that.
No, okay.
Maybe they have to put their socks on their hands and spell their name backwards.
Where? No.
Hard to hold a pen.
I want it to be something that starts now, end. That's like them running up to the ball and kicking it into the goal. That's like Nemo running up to the bubbles and going straight through it.
Okay. Well, maybe socks on the hands isn't going to work then.
Oh, that's a shame because socks on the hands would be really cool. If you were to be someone.
Yeah.
Do we have any more bits and bobs? Are we good? Cool. If you were to be someone in this film, who would you be and what would you
do? So mine this time was a little bit more of a practical one. I'm trying to cut down as much time of the film as possible.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And I think I may have saved about... So this film is about an hour and 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
I think I may have saved an hour and 35.
Okay.
So I would be his dad.
So Marlin.
Yeah. And I would ask what they're doing on their first day of school.
But do you not think that all the parents would just be like, don't worry about it, it'll be okay?
No. Well, it doesn't matter. Like, if I was Marlin and nothing about my character had changed and I knew that they were going to the drop-off, I'd be like, no.
No, but they're not going to tell you that they're going to the drop-off.
But they did tell him that. They told him that.
I feel like they wouldn't have told him if he asked so concerned.
No, but I wouldn't be like... I'm really surprised he didn't ask. It's like their first day at school. Marlin's been it seems like he's been putting it off for ages.
Yeah, but okay, let's...
No, let me finish. So he's been putting it off for ages. As if you're not going to be, as a concerned parent, which he definitely is, be like, okay, right, so what's going to be happening here? What's going to be happening today? I'm like really nervous. Can you just talk me through what's going on today? And then like, we had a trip planned to the drop-off. Fuck that, no.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that.
Well, they're going to lie?
No, they're not going to lie. I just reckon they're going to be like, listen, your kid's finally in school. Just take a day off. Chill out, mate. It's going to be fine. Your kid's going to be all right.
Why won't you tell me what they're doing?
Because he's in safe hands. He just needs to learn and explore.
Now I'm concerned. Why won't you tell me?
Because you'll worry too much and you're going to stop his learning.
Listen, it's my child and I will worry about that child. Don't tell me how to look after my child.
Motherfucker, he's going to the drop-off.
No, that's not happening.
Okay. All right. I'll see you next year. Okay. Well, that's
no, he can just start tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So we just miss out on the day trip to the drop-off.
No, just no drop-off.
And then everyone's just going to bully him the whole time.
It's just like there were kids at school that didn't get to go on the school trips. He doesn't go.
That's brutal.
No, yeah, I know. And I feel like, the whole story, there was a lot of learning. But my aim with this Keiran, was to cut down time. And I've cut down a lot. That's the most I reckon I can do.
What?
Because there's no way I can get the Barracuda to eat Nemo as well. There's no way I could make that.
But you could have been Marlin.
Why do you keep doing that?
Because I know I'm working with someone called Marlon right now.
Okay.
And I much prefer the name Marlon to Marlin. It's like Marlin's not.
Or Merlin.
Merlin's fine, but
good.
Marrying the two.
He's a wizard.
Yes, he is a wizard, Jordan. That's a lightsaber.
No, that's a lightning bolt from my hand.
Thanks. No, but what you could have done is you could have been Marlin and done a risk assessment on the new enemy Say that 5 times.
It's
New
really
Nemo.
hard to do a risk assessment when you've only got fins, though. You've got
Is it
nothing
though?
to. You've got nothing to write it down, and if you can't document the risk assessment, then what is the point of it?
Because you're able to discuss it with the person that you're doing it with. It's like you're doing
Yeah,
a
yeah,
media
no, but
check every
a
time
risk
you leave.
assessment should be a documented thing, shouldn't it? That you can keep.
Well, so should a safety procedure.
Because then, if anyone were to come in, that maybe say like if Marlin, fucking hell, if Marlin moves out,
then he can leave the risk assessment.
then he
there.
can leave the risk assessment with the landlord or whatever, and then they can come in and they can handle that.
Yeah,
over
but
and
you not
pass on
think-
that information.
Do you not think that also the safety procedure that Marlin and Nemo did when they left the anemone, that kind of thing should have been written down as well?
Yeah, no.
And so what I'm saying
agree.
is they're used to having paperless documentation. It's actually all oral.
Right.
So what I'm saying is the procedure of going through the risk factors of a new place to live in would be something that should be natural to them when they're moving into somewhere new.
Mm-hmm.
And yet that's something that they failed to do, something that they would have been able to recognize. Also, they should have been speaking to the neighbors, because then they would have realized that the barracuda was there before that it became an issue.
Yeah, but I think Marlin was a different person before that happened.
Well, should have covered his bases, shouldn't he?
Yeah, no, I mean, he's definitely responsible for the death of his children. I would bring in...
Fuck you! I haven't told you who I would be.
Well, oh, okay, all right. Well, you can do your B, and then I'll do my bring, and then you can do your bring, and then we'll leave, and then we'll call it a day.
Okay, well, I'll quickly... just to stick with the red tape theme, I would be the teacher, who is the...
Yeah.
Ray? Is that right?
Yeah,
Is that
the
right?
Mantua.
Yep, and I would do some safeguarding training.
Yeah, he's difficult.
It's one of those teachers that's
Difficult.
probably...
Imagine if you had to teach in zero gravity.
Yes.
It's hard to keep track of children in zero gravity.
It's not that part. I just think he's maybe a little bit too close.
Okay.
And I think he just should probably just have another responsible member of staff, like a TA,
Yeah, he should definitely...
just to kind of make sure that everything's above board. And like, so he's a school teacher, but like, there's no other system there.
Well,
We've
he's
got,
actually also a scientist.
so he's a scientist as well. I just wonder what kind of documentation that they have in the fish community to be able to make sure that everything is all above board and everything's fine. I just think that he should be a little bit more aware of the kind of impacts that he's having on that child fish. Like, what's the impact of your relationship? If you're being too close as a teacher, is that going to affect their relationship with their parents? You know?
Right, yeah. No,
I
I hear
think
what you're saying.
these are important things that should maybe be addressed.
I think
by
the
fish
TA would be
community.
useful just to keep an eye out.
Yeah, especially exactly. They would have been able to monitor those 3 or 4 little rebels as they went to the edge of the drop off.
Yeah.
And that thing would have happened before, it would have been stopped before it became an issue.
Yeah.
Who would you bring into the film?
Okay. So I'm going to bring in The Rock from Baywatch, like you did before.
Oh, okay. That's
But
not bad.
He's got the ability to speak to fish. And I'm just going to let him just swim into the film and do some stuff. I don't know. I just want him to surprise me. I just think if The Rock could speak to fish and was a lifeguard in Australia,
Right.
I don't know. I just want to see like a Pixar animated The Rock. That would be quite funny as well.
Would the Rock... Oh, sorry. I was about to ask, would it be...
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not like real life.
Live motion.
He's
What was
animated.
it?
Live motion.
Fuck, no.
Fuck no.
Well, I don't know. Okay. I would bring in Will Smith's character from Shark Tale.
Ah, shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Damn.
this film needs a...
Damn.
Yep.
How did I miss that?
Oh, yeah. Suck my balls.
Ah, that's sad.
Yeah, I got a Will Smith one in there.
Really upsetting.
I'm just proud of myself that I remembered that it was Will Smith that was that character.
Have you seen that film?
Yeah, I've seen it like 3 times. Is that DreamWorks?
I
that's
think so.
DreamWorks.
Yeah.
Yeah, wicked film.
Yeah.
Apart from the song at the end, I don't think I ever liked that version.
Car
of
Wash.
Car Wash. Yeah, but
I don't remember it.
it's just that with Missy Elliott rapping at the end of it.
Is Will Smith not in it?
Yeah, I think he might. No, well,
See, I don't remember a version of Car Wash with Will Smith in.
sorry, I don't don't remember if Will Smith is singing or rapping. In
But
it.
it'd be
I don't
really
think
weird that
is.
he wasn't in it.
I think this
I can't even remember ad libs.
No, I don't. Okay, I feel
Like not even a
think he is.
woo.
Okay, he's not. He's not. We've just decided that he's not.
Okay, all right.
Even if
fine.
he is, he isn't.
That's
But in
fine.
any case, I think that he would just bring a lot more like sass to this film because there's not a lot of sass.
There isn't a lot of sass.
I think he would just tell Marlin to just calm the fuck down. You know, just chill out and trust in your son.
You've got why was I going to say chunk? You've got Crush.
A crush.
What's the name of the?
Oh, Crush. Yeah. The turtle. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got him for that. He does. He fills that role.
Yeah, but
he's laid back and tells him to like be laid back and believe in his son a bit more.
Okay, but he isn't as jazzy or as funky as
no, but he does do that thing though. Yeah, but I see your point, and I agree with it.
Thank you. Also having another fish in there would be cool. You know?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty more.
Very
fish
different
in the sea.
community because in the Shark Tale it's like an actual town, isn't it? With shops and stuff. So maybe like in Finding Nemo it's like rural. Whereas in Shark Tale, it's like urban.
Maybe it's all in the same universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
So no. So where do you think geographically Shark Tale is based?
I
would say like off the coast of it must be
in a puddle. In a puddle.
Okay. We got to that point of the episode where Jordan's getting bored, so he starts saying silly things. Jordan, would you stay indoors to watch this film? Come on.
Yeah, no, it's a good film. Yeah, I would. Yeah, it's a nice story, and it's well told, and it's interesting to see how it all sort of joins together, and it's a good one. Keiran, would you watch? Would you stay indoors?
You know, I would absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, this brings it all back. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Okay, so what are we watching next week?
Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
If you want to watch Finding Nemo. You can buy it on the Disney store.
Yes,
so you can get it there.
You can do that. You can go into
rent it.
Most places that sell DVDs and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
probably just like check your childhood
Amazon.
DVD collection. That whole thing.
Ask your nan. She's got your old VHS copy of it.
There was never a VHS of this.
There was.
No, there wasn't.
There was.
There bollocks. In 2003.
Yeah, there probably was.
There was DVD, and I know there was DVD because my sister and I used to play the games and the special bonus features.
Oh.
That was pretty cool.
Cool.
It was cool. Cool.
Nice. Okay.
So see you next week for Life is Beautiful. Bye.
All right, bye. Hey, Keiran, give me a 7-letter word starting with X. Boom, 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 ba, 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 ba. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to make you do this. So you can like and
Xanadu's. Multiple places called Xanadu.
Oh, I don't know if that counts. So you can find us at 250 Reasons on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Leave a comment or tweet us or, write a post. You can send in your 15-second pitch to 250reasons@gmail.com, or you can subscribe and listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Podbean, Acast, or even YouTube. Go get your kicks and forget about the rest.
Shikaras.
What?
Shikaras.
What's that?
It's a shaker, but in the plural.
Okay.
I think that's the thing.
And that starts with an X.
Yeah, I think it goes Xicara and then plural S. I think that's the thing. Maybe I'm mixing up two words.
Okay, I would have gone with excellently.
What?
No,
okay.
I
Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye.